CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. RCMP say the bodies of two people who drowned in Upper Kananaskis Lake have been recovered. On August 26th, 4 people were in a canoe that capsized on the lake. Police say none of them wore life jackets. 2 people survived, but the other 2 never resurfaced. One was a 33-year-old woman living in Banff, the other a 34-year-old man living in Canmore. RCMP say their underwater search team and Kananaskis Mountain Rescue recovered their bodies yesterday. RCMP are asking for help finding a missing person from Saskatoon who could be in the Calgary or Red Deer area. Lexi Singer has not been seen or heard from since September 6th. The 23-year-old also goes by the names Willow, Violet, and Rose. Anyone with information about where Singer may be is asked to contact RCMP. Calgary police have charged a man in relation to an assault at the Marlborough C train station. Police say on July 11th, a man was standing on the platform when he was approached from behind and randomly assaulted. The victim fell to the ground and briefly lost consciousness. The suspect fled the scene. 28-year-old Liam James Rooney now faces assault charges and will appear in court October 15th. The Alberta Next panel arrived in Lethbridge last night, and once again the Premier was met with fireworks.
The UCP has scared off foreign investment, threatened jobs, and caused layoffs which only serve to hurt the economy. Now is not the time for division.
Albertans have ridden this roller coaster for way too long. We want off. The only effective option left is a fair referendum on Alberta independence.
Several hundred people lined up outside the venue and packed the room. The goal of these town halls is to gauge how Albertans feel about the province's relationship with Ottawa in 6 key areas like immigration, a provincial police force, federal transfers and equalization, and Alberta's sovereignty. The Premier was pressed several times on whether she supported an Alberta pension plan over the CPP.
They've gone from $150 million in management expenses to $6 billion, and they're getting worse results now with their active management than they did under the passive management. So I think we just have to be realistic and understand that it has changed over time, and that's why we have to ask if Albertans are getting the best value for it, and we'll see if people want to go for a vote on it.
The panel's next stop is in Airdrie on Monday and Calgary on September 29th. Alberta is overhauling supports for people with disabilities. The government says it's about opportunity. Advocates say it's about cuts. The Alberta government plans to replace AISH with a new Alberta Disability Assistance Program, or ADAP, in 2026. The change will lower monthly benefits by $200 and change how much people can earn before deductions. The government promises health benefits will remain, along with new training, job placements, and case management. Disability advocates say it won't work, and many will be forced further into poverty.
Thinking that we're going to be able to generate potentially 30,000 plus jobs for people with disabilities in Alberta, and they'll be able to earn enough to actually be better off than if they didn't even touch AISH as it is right now, is simply not going to happen.
In a written statement to CTV, the province defends the change, saying ADAP will give Albertans with disabilities more opportunity to work while continuing to receive the supports they rely on. Canadian consumers can now get their slice of compensation in 2 class action settlements over the price of bread. The Loblaw Weston chain is paying out $500 million to consumers. The company is accused of overcharging and participating in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. Eligible customers who bought bread between 2001 and 2021 have until December 12th to submit a claim form. Southern and central Albertans could be facing shortages at grocery stores if a labor dispute isn't settled by Monday. Union members at the Sobeys Rocky View Distribution Centre in Balzac have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike action. If workers walk out, it could disrupt delivery of goods to major grocery stores, convenience stores, and independent grocers. Big Rock Brewery is celebrating 40 years of craft beer in our city this weekend. The brewery is the oldest in Calgary. It's bringing back its Barn Burner concert with live music performances, food, and of course, craft beer. The event is open to all ages. Alberta has more than 140 craft breweries. The brewery says although it may have paved the way for other breweries in the city, the industry has changed drastically since it first launched in 1985.
Ed McNally, our founder, literally bet the farm on a brown ale, which we still make today, trad, we've made for 40 years, a bitter, and a porter. Things that did not look like anything any beer consumer in Alberta had ever had. The irony now is craft has come full circle. Craft really made its hay on making different beers, and now we've tried to meet the consumer by making creative lagers.
The Barn Burner goes from 3 until 9 p.m. tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.